Welcome to NACTV Reads the Banner. My name is Catherine Jasnick, and I'm one of many volunteers that help create programming for our station. You may be joining us online, Neepawa Access Live, WCG 12, Channel 30 Direct Sightline, MTS, or Bell Express View. These broadcasts are made possible by our volunteers, staff, advertisers, and donations by viewers like yourself. If you enjoy what you see and hear, please consider supporting us by a donation or by volunteering. Contact our office at 476-2639 or NACTV at wcgwave.ca. Now today I am reading the Neepawa banner dated Friday, May the 19th. And on the very front page, on your mark, get set, are photos from the Zone 7 Championship track and field that was held this last week. It shows one of the students ready to head out on the track. This was held on May the 15th, and the team was able to claim 29 top 3 finishes on the day. Go to a few more details back here. It's always nice to have such action pictures on the front page of the paper. And it says, NACI Tigers attack the track. And it was a hugely successful day on the track for Neepawa Area Collegiate Institute at the Zone 7 Track and Field Championship. The event, held on Monday, May 15th in Neepawa, saw the team garner 29 top 3 finishes on the day, with 10 of those being first place results. Notable individual results included Braden Gillies collecting a trifecta of first place finishes in individual events: long jump, triple jump, and discus throw. Gillies also added another first place result in the boys 4x100 meter relay, teaming with Tane Middleton, Ben Ranka, and Ben Parrott. Middleton and Ranka earned individual first place results in the 100 and 200 meter dash, respectively. Other top podium finishes for NACI included Riley Gluska, junior varsity shot put, Jody Anderson, junior varsity discus, the junior varsity boys 4x400 meter relay, and Dylan Oshanik, varsity boys discus. The complete list of top 3 results for NACI include the girls' 1,500 meter run, third place Tess Murray, girls' 80 meter hurdles junior varsity, second place Tanner Speece, girls' shot put 4 kilograms, first place Riley Gluska, girls' 100 meter dash, second place Zoe Forg, girls' 200 meter dash, second place Zoe Forg, girls' distance medley, third place NACI, girls' shot put 4 kilograms, second place Taryn McConaughey, girls' discus throw 1 kilogram, first place Jody Anderson, girls' javelin throw 600 grams, third place Marilyn McConaughey, boys' 100 meter dash, first place Tane Middleton, third place Ben Ranka, boys' 200 meter dash, first place Ben Parrott, boys' 1,500 meter run, third place Max Baker, boys' 4x100 meter relay, first place NACI, boys' 4x4 meter relay, first place NACI, boys' long jump, first place Braden Gillies, boys' triple jump, first place Braden Gillies, third place Dax Turner, boys' discus throw 1.5 kilogram, first place Braden Gillies, boys' javelin throw, third place Dax Turner, boys' 200 meter dash, third place Reese Jones, boys' 100 meter hurdles, third place Daly Chartrand, boys' 4x100 meter relay, second place NACI, boys' high jump, second place Baron Mitchler, boys' shot put 5 kilograms, third place Hammer Jackson, Boys discus throw, 1.5 kilograms, first place, Dylan Oshanek. And boys javelin throw, third place, Dylan Oshanek. And for the complete top 10 results for the NACI Tigers and track and field team, you could just go online at mywestman.ca. So it sounds like they had a really great and successful meet, and I believe it's one of the nicest days we had for a long time too. And on the second page, up near the top, the Neepawa banner and Neepawa Press pick up prizes, and it's showing the staff from the Neepawa banner and Neepawa Press. On May 13th, the annual Manitoba Community Newspaper Association's Better Newspapers Awards were presented. The Neepawa banner and Neepawa Press picked up a number of awards, including first place, best photo essay, Diane Warner and Christine Waddell's photos of the Austin Threshermen's reunion. First place, best feature story, Kate Jackman Atkinson's story about Camp Hughes. First place, best First Nations coverage, Tony Yu's profile of Madeline Ferguson. Second place, best agricultural story, Tony Yu's story about flooded farmland in the Plumas area. Second place, best front page circulation in the 3,600 to 9,999 category, which was the Neepawa banner. Third place, best editorial page, circulation of that amount was Neepawa banner. Finally, the banner was the number 3 paper in the province in that circulation class. Taking home third in the best in class category. Standing from left in the photo are Shannon Robertson, John Drinkwater, Matthew Gagnon, Bernadette Miker, Owen Devereaux, Katie Aff, Gloria Kurluk, Christine Waddell, Tom Vaughn, Jessica Morton, and Ken Waddell. Kneeling in front are Kate Jackman Atkinson and Diane Warner, and on the inset we have Sandra Unger and Derek Pearson. Missing were Betty Pearson, Lori Brooking, and Roberto Gure. Congratulations to all of them. That is extraordinary for our town. And just a little note here, this weekly how-to event that's coming up in Home Hardware is how to install vinyl siding. And that takes place on May the 24th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. at their building center at the back. So if you want to know how to install vinyl siding, that's a good place to go. And there's a STEM scholarship for St. Rose student. On May the 4th, it was announced that Bailey Paziak has been selected to receive a $100,000 Schulich Leadership Scholarship to study engineering at University of Manitoba. A graduate of St. Rose School in St. Rose, Manitoba, Paziak will be entering the Faculty of Engineering this fall. Paziak was selected by St. Rose School for her outstanding academic and extracurricular achievements. This is the first nominee to win a Schulich Leadership Scholarship at St. Rose School. Schulich Leader Scholarship recipients are the best and brightest STEM students in Canada, says Schulich. I truly believe that many of these students will make great contributions to society, both on a national and a global scale. And to continue. With their university expenses covered, they can focus their time on their studies, research projects, extracurriculars, and entrepreneurial ventures. They are the next generation of technology innovators. Bailey contributes to St. Rose School through her extracurricular involvement in our athletic program, student council, and yearbook. She has been given a gift with her ability to do well academically. Bailey appreciates her academic intellect. She is a determined young woman who will persevere, said Rhonda Buchanan, principal at St. Rose School. On winning the award, Paziak said, Being awarded this scholarship was life-changing. Prior to receiving it, I was very concerned about how I would finance my university education. But now a weight has been lifted from my shoulders, and I can finish high school stress-free. Schulich Leader Scholarships are prestigious entrance scholarships awarded to high school graduates enrolling in a science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, hence STEM, undergraduate program at participating universities in Canada and Israel. Recognizing the increasing importance and impact that STEM disciplines will have on the prosperity of future generations, businessman and philanthropist Seymour Schulich established this $100 million scholarship fund in 2012 to encourage our best and brightest students to become the next pioneers of global scientific research and innovation. This program awards 100 scholarships annually, valued at more than $7 million. High schools across the country put forth more than 1,300 Schulich Leader nominees who were vying for 50 Canadian scholarships. Schulich leaders can devote their full time and attention to their studies, as all of their financial needs are covered over the course of their degree. Canada's highest potential students are winning these scholarships and will make remarkable contributions to society. It's very remarkable, and that's a wonderful thing for her to have. We wish her the best in her future. And Sisters of the Holy Rock are coming to Neepawa. The Neepawa Lions Club is bringing Sisters of the Holy Rock back to the Neepawa Roxy Theatre. The concert will be held on Sunday, May 28th at 2 p.m. and includes songs that range from popular Broadway musicals to classic rock and roll, country, and bluegrass. The concert will also include favorite gospels and hymns and is peppered with comedy. The 2-hour concert promises to be entertaining. Advance tickets are available at Neepawa businesses and will be sold at the theater. And I've certainly made sure I have my ticket, having seen them several times before. It's just a great performance. And Kate Jackman Atkinson's column, My Perspective, is entitled, What's Old is New. Oftentimes, what's old is new, and in many ways, today's businesses are returning to the tactics used by their predecessors over a century ago. The technology may have changed, but businesses are once again realizing that they need to take an active role in engaging with their customers instead of just waiting for them to show up. Catalogs were a staple of 19th and early 20th century retailing. Eaton's was just one of the many businesses that built across Canadian empire through mail order. The model took them right into their customers' homes, loudly proclaiming who they were and what they sold. Then transportation got faster, easier, and cheaper, and businesses realized that they didn't have to get into their customers' homes. The customers would come to them. But things have changed once more. Transportation has become even faster and even easier, and the internet has opened up much of the world to consumers in rural and remote communities. Shoppers are now spoiled for choice. Once again, businesses are realizing the importance of being where their customers are, either physically or virtually, and the need to speak directly to them. Earlier this year, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business did a survey to better understand how Canadian small businesses were using technology to interact with their customers. According to the results, businesses are increasingly embracing digital technologies. The survey found that 79% of respondents said digital technologies were very important, and another 38% said they were somewhat important. Digital adoption was seen as being especially important in the arts, recreation, and information sectors. Most of the respondents, 79%, had their own had their own websites, and their use of social media has risen to 52%, up from 27% in 2012. Not surprisingly, businesses that sell to individual consumers tend to be more active in digital technologies, having an online store, a regularly updated website, and being more active on social media. Facebook, in particular. Businesses less than 5 years old were also more likely to use digital technologies than more established companies, likely because they are more actively promoting their business and because younger entrepreneurs may be more familiar with social media and therefore more comfortable with its use. A digital presence isn't a necessity, but it makes a business much easier to be found by customers, existing and new, close and far away. But digital technology comes with a price, and that's what holds small businesses back from venturing further into the digital world. CFIB's survey found that 63.5% of businesses found digital technologies too time-consuming, and 35.7% found them too costly. Additionally, businesses cited challenges such as a lack of access to high-speed internet, something with which many rural entrepreneurs are familiar. For businesses that want to grow, a digital presence of some kind is essential. This is especially the case for rural businesses that by nature have a smaller pool of local customer from which to draw. For many rural businesses, their future will be found increasingly beyond their doorsteps. They just need to know how to open the door and help those customers find them. Always has an excellent column. And the Homebodies column by Rita Friesen is entitled, Taking in the Ordinary. It was one of those little quotes included in the Reader's Digest under the hearing, Advice on Life. We are all so busy chasing the extraordinary that we forget to stop and be grateful for the ordinary, by Brené Brown. Brené Brown studies human connection, our ability to empathize, belong, and love. She has been a featured guest on TED Talk and Oprah, the author of several books. I admire her values and appreciate her writing. This little quote has stopped me more than once. Be grateful for the ordinary. Having reread the quote before my morning walk with my dogs, my goal was to stop and notice the ordinary. Going with my dogs is the ordinary, so I consciously noted their excitement when they heard the sound of their leash, and how Miss Daisy genuflects to be snapped in. Henry Hoover approaches out of sense of duty, slow and deliberate steps, making eye contact, asking, are we really going for another walk? The air is fresh, the breeze cool. Zip up the jacket. The willows are dropping their catkins, littering the road. Soft, yellowish caterpillars? Miss Daisy tastes one and finds it unsatisfactory. Just to the north, in the shelter of a yard, fruit trees are beginning to bloom. Soft bridal veils, moved by the breezes. Dandelions, spots of sunshine, are visited by the occasional slow-moving bee. Turning south out of the wind into full sun, I am reminded again of the story in the early years reader. A contest between the sun and the wind as who can get the traveler to remove his cloak. Howling wind causes the traveler to draw the cloak ever closer, but warming sun has the cloak folded over the arm in minutes. I unzip my jacket and slow my pace and my breathing. There is something symbolic about that, for as I slow, I have opportunity to converse with not one, but two people. I pause long enough that the step counter believes I have stopped walking and signals the end of a session. I don't care. Speaking with neighbors, friends, people pausing in their work, is being grateful for the ordinary. But little dogs must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. But they have absorbed my mindset, and they sit and sniff and actually mingle, rather than tug and yelp. Strolling on, I fail to pause at the tap for them to have a drink. Henry Hoover objects, so I retreat, fill the little bowl, and he drinks deep. Miss Daisy abstains. She has more stamina than that. Watching, sensing, being. Being present to the moment, rewarding and refreshing. All ordinary scenes and actions, but they feel so different when I feel them. It would be wonderful to be able to say that I maintained that attitude. Alas, back at home, duty called and I obeyed. Changed, challenged to see the ordinary as the gift it is. Lots to think about in that one. And area resident wins the Fuel to Win prize. Shannon Blondeau from Lakeland, Manitoba recently won a vacation getaway as part of Federated Cooperative's Fuel to Win promotion. Blondeau said, "I first realized I had won when affixing the last sticker in the promotion book. Initially, my family and I were in a state of disbelief. Now that our win has been confirmed, we are ecstatic. The vacation is valued at $5,000 and arranged through Marlin Travel." Blondeau, principal of William Morton Collegiate in Gladstone, commented, "As a family, we will discuss when to book, maybe spring break, and decide on a location, possibly Mexico." And pictured above are Dan Saltis, the Neepawa Gladstone grocery store manager, Joselita Manis, Gladstone Cooperative Grocery Store Manager, Shannon Blondeau, and Dale Barras, Assistant Manager, Gladstone Co-op Store. Congratulations to her. I was hoping to win it, but obviously I didn't. Season for seeding. We have a really nice photo here that was submitted. It shows the farmers out in the field. The warm weather has sent many area farmers out into the fields. On May the 12th, under beautiful conditions, Gladstone area farmer Perry Soper was busy seeding 1 mile east of Gladstone. The new Parrish and Heimbecker elevator can be seen in the distance. And it's been a busy few months for the Silver Spurs 4-H Club. The Neepawa Silver Spurs 4-H Club have had a few busy months. March 10th, I competed in Zone 1 Communications Night in Minnedosa, and this is being written by McKenna Sumner. In April, we had a book meeting at which time we talked about deworming, and we did a special test at the vet clinic. We also had a special day where we learned about horsemanship. We attended the Horse 3 workshop in Brandon on April 15th. In May, we started our weekly riding meetings with our instructor, Tara Lewandowski. At our riding meetings, we worked on horsemanship, loping, trotting, circles, patterns, and stretching our horses too. On May the 6th, Dana Young taught us an English clinic. All 4 members of our club participated in the 4-H Food Challenge this past Saturday. We worked in partners to cook up a tasty egg dish. The same day of the food challenge, I enjoyed the 4-H Fun and Recognition Day held in Shoal Lake. I chose 2 activities to do there. I made a wooden sign, and I also braided horse reins. The morning of June the 17th is our Achievement Day at the Neepawa Fairgrounds. Anyone is welcome to come and watch. Those are all of the fun off-horse and on-horse things I did the last few months. And they do sound like fun. And out of Helen's kitchen, this week she titles it Robin Hood Flour Mills. Robin Hood Flour Mills was established in 1909 at Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. The company's green and red archer emblem established itself as one of the most trusted names in Canadian kitchens. In 1915, it published its first of many cookbooks. My grandmother emigrated from France in 1912 as a teenager with her family. She later purchased this cookbook and used it to feed her family of 8 children. I am proud to have inherited this cookbook for my collection. Robin Hood in its foreword states, no pains have been spared to make the Robin Hood Cookbook the finest example of modern printing. Written by Mrs. Rohrer, an author of many books on cooking, it features beautiful artwork by the artist, Mr. Moen. My grandmother's copy features splatters of the ingredients used in the recipes she made. I know which recipes she favored the most by the amount of splatters. And she outlines a devil's food cake from that cookbook. And if you're getting a copy of this banner or reading it online, the recipe is there, as well as a really good sounding chocolate banana cake from Helen's Kitchen. And the Neepawa gun show continues to grow. There's a photo here showing some of the people that were at the Neepawa Wildlife Association Gun and Collectibles Show last Saturday at the Yellowhead Arena. The latest round of the Neepawa Wildlife Association's Gun and Collectibles Show was an overwhelming success. The event, held on Saturday, May 13th at the Yellowhead Arena, featured 32 total exhibitors, including booths for both business vendors and local service organizations. The vendors showcased a massive variety of rifles and air pistols, as well a wide array of hunting peripherals. Fishing and camping equipment were also connected to the day. Coordinator Harris Lowe said having such a tremendous hunting culture within the region ensured that the show would be a huge hit. There's a long history of people hunting, fishing, shooting, and that translates to a lot of interest in an event like this, said Lowe. Last year, there were about 26 exhibitors who participated. For this year, our numbers for exhibitors and tables were up. As well, the paid attendance was higher. After the day was done, many of the vendors indicated that they were very happy with the number of customers they saw coming through the door, and that they would be coming back next year. As for changes to the event in 2018, Lowe noted that many exhibitors suggested that a slight adjustment to the date of the show might be a positive. They thought that if we made any changes in the future, the first one should be shifting the show to the first weekend of May. The reasoning behind that is that the schedule for these types of shows can get a bit congested during the summer. There seems to be something going on every weekend. A move to the first week of May could give some exhibitors who had indicated interest but were unable to attend the ability to attend, Lowe said. As well, changing the date could ensure we avoid a conflict with the first day of fishing. Manitoba's angling season opened on Monday, May the 8th. There were a few people who thought that moving the date forward could get a few more people attending instead of being out at the lake. With the 2017 show now history, Lowe thanked many local businesses and individuals for their support for both the show and the raffle. As for the proceeds from the event, they will go towards the Neepawa Junior Rifle Club. And 4-H Food Challenge. For many youngsters nowadays, their level of cooking expertise may be limited to simply whatever they're able to put in the microwave. That's certainly not the case for members of the Manitoba 4-H Council, who put their culinary skills to the test at the 4-H Food Challenge in Neepawa. The competition, held on Saturday, May 13th, at Neepawa's First Baptist Church, featured teams of 2 4-H members from across western Manitoba, preparing certain dishes and being judged on their food preparation and teamwork. The teams were placed in one of 2 categories, junior and intermediate class, with the winner of each competition moving on to the Provincial 4-H Food Challenge, set for Brandon on June the 10th. The winners of the Food Challenge were not released for media publication. And there is a photo here of Claire Tomanico and Cecily Holm from Neepawa Bells, Bows, and Builders 4-H Club, preparing the ultimate beef burger at the 4-H Food Challenge here in Neepawa. And titled Diath wins Girl Guides Award. Katie Ath recently received the Girl Guides of Canada Red River Cart Award and her 30-year service pin. The coveted Red River Cart Award recognizes exemplary ongoing services to guiding in the province of Manitoba. Congratulations to Kay. Just a little note here, the Neepawa Fair weekend is May the 26th, 27th, and 28th. And it comes complete with rides, carnival games, and concessions, and many other activities. That should be an excellent weekend to be out and about. We are going to have the obituaries now. There is quite a few of them this week, so I'll get started on them. Randall Peter Begalke passed away at Brandon on August 23rd, 2016, at the age of 63 years. Family and friends will gather at 12 noon on Sunday, May 21st, at the Plumas United Church. Graveside service will be held at 2 p.m. at the Plumas Cemetery. Catherine Wright, nee Colin, passed away on Sunday, April 30th, with her daughters by her side after a long fight with cancer. She is survived by daughters Lori Andrews, Dewey Wright, grandson John, son-in-law Malcolm, brothers Bob and Wayne Holmes, several nieces, nephews, and cousins. She was predeceased by her husband Herb, brother Dale Holmes, parents Christine and Gerald Holmes, and cousin Lois Graham. She touched many lives and will be deeply missed, not only by her family, but by everyone who knew her. Celesta Lorene Allen, born Celesta Overbeck in Glenewan, Saskatchewan on June 1918. Her family moved to Neepawa in 1920 and remained for several years prior to moving to Arden area, where she finished her schooling. In 1939, she married Cecil Allen, and they lived in the Clanwilliam area, Tyven, Saskatchewan, returning to Neepawa in the early 1960s, where she worked at Fenwick's store for 15 years. Another moved to Carberry in the mid-70s, where she worked at Carnation Foods. After Cecil died in 1984, Celesta retired to Neepawa, moving into Hamilton Place when it was built. She remained in her home until her death on May the 8th, 2017. Celesta is survived by her nephews Tim, Karen Allen of Airdrie, Larry Allen of Vancouver, BC, nieces Phyllis George Mulligan of Glenborough, Gail Naismith, Henry Martins of Carberry, Dolores Ross Deal of Quesnel, BC, Wendy Walcott of Port Alberni, BC, many great-nephews and nieces and their families, plus a number of friends. Celesta lived a long and interesting life and will be greatly missed by all who knew her. A graveside funeral service was held on May the 12th at Riverside Cemetery with Reverend Gladys Anderson officiating. Pallbearers were Tim and Karen Allen, George Mulligan, Henry Martins, and Corey Naismith. Donations in memory of Celesta may be made to the Neepawa Palliative Care. Delmar Dal Stanley Vilkowski. On Monday, May the 8th, 2017, after a 4-year courageous battle with cancer, Dal Vilkowski passed away peacefully at his home, surrounded by family, at the age of 78 years. Left to cherish his memory and mourn his loss are his wife, Edie, children Shane, Kim, Todd and Lisa, Jim, grandchildren Heather, Derek, Bren, Shirley Marie, Will, Michelle, and Amber, great-grandchildren Kaylee, Cade, Tessa, and Maddie, sisters Diane, Jim, and Rosie, numerous nieces, nephews, cousins, extended family, and a host of friends. Dal was predeceased by his parents, Lena and Pete, in-laws Grace and Martin, grandparents, mother of his children, Rosemary Hoffman, and brother-in-law, Billy Joe Bako. Dal was born and raised in Eden, Manitoba. He had various careers over the years. However, trucking and mechanics were his passion. Starting at a young age of 12, he drove truck for his father. Later in his life, after retirement, he drove school bus for 12 years. Dal enjoyed arts by painting pictures, carpentry, and was an avid golfer. He truly enjoyed traveling the country in their motorhome and spending the winters in Yuma, Arizona. Dal also enjoyed the trip to Alaska, where they went on a cruise. Over the years, he loved nature and animals, while having many pets he loved. In the last few years, he enjoyed the closeness of family and friends. Prayers were held on Monday, May the 15th, at Mackenzie's Portage Funeral Chapel, Portage La Prairie. A Mass of Christian burial took place on Tuesday, May the 16th, at St. Dominic's Roman Catholic Church, Neepawa, led by Father Gerald Langevin. Interment followed at Riverside Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, donations in Dal's memory can be made to Central Plains Cancer Services, Cancer Care, Manitoba, or Good Shepherd Parish Building Fund, Portage La Prairie. A tree will be planted in memory and cared for by Mackenzie's Portage Funeral Chapel. Jewin Gardner. Jewin Christine Gardner Manham passed peacefully on May the 9th, 2017. She is survived by her children Deborah, Vern, Con, Patty, Leona, John, Karen, Bill. Grandchildren Amanda, Allison, Brett, Warren, Ryan, Tyler, Kaylee, Jordan, and great-grandchildren Jackson, Jace, Dominic, Blaze, Mayana, Kai, Reed, Jaden, and Peyton. She was predeceased by her husband George in 2001, son Blaine in 1976, grandson William, 1982, and great-grandson Alexander, 1998. She will be laid to rest on May the 19th, her 82nd birthday, in a graveside service at Gladstone Cemetery at 11 a.m. Cremation has taken place according to her wishes. Flowers gratefully declined. Donations, if desired, may be made in her name to Neepawa Hospital Palliative Care or a charity of one's choice. Muriel Cherry. It is with heavy hearts we announce the passing of our dear Auntie Muriel on April 26th. Muriel was predeceased by her parents, one sister and one brother, and is survived by her nieces and nephews. Auntie Muriel was a kindergarten teacher in Neepawa for over 30 years and very well known in her community. As a primary educator, she was the perfect person to have as a role model for a child's formative years. She was an upbeat person that would greet everyone she met with a big smile and a "How are you today?" Muriel always tried to see the best in people, and when told someone's latest tale of woe, she would often shake her head, roll her eyes, and say, "I just don't know how it's all going to end." Our auntie was a peaceful soul that wholly embraced her rural upbringing, as she was extremely nature-oriented. There wasn't a constellation, a flower, or bird that ever missed her attention. When Muriel retired, she took a leap of faith and moved to the city so she could be closer to her family. Although she was now an urban dweller, she never forgot her rural roots, and as a result, many trips were made with the family back to where her story all began. She enjoyed sharing the stories of her childhood with all of us, and we enjoyed seeing the places that made her who she was and the towns that she once had called her home. For the past 17 years, Muriel's patio was the meeting place for her family, friends, and neighbors. Even the dogs in the neighborhood made a special stop at Auntie's patio for some attention and a special treat. All were welcome there for a chat, a laugh, or a cookie. The family would like to thank the fourth floor staff at the Victoria Hospital for their care and concern during our Auntie's brief stay. Muriel was a true animal lover, and over the years, she shared her home with numerous pets, and we ask that in lieu of flowers, a donation be made in her memory to the Winnipeg Humane Society. Cremation has taken place, and a memorial service in her honor will take place Friday, May the 26th at 1 p.m. at Faith Lutheran Church, Dakota Street in Winnipeg. Muriel was a kind, gentle, and truly beautiful person who touched many lives. She will be sadly missed by all who knew her. Millie Boxall. After a brief illness, Millie Boxall passed away May the 11th at the Neepawa Hospital. Millie was born October 25th, 1927, to Fred and Christine Hines in Waldersea, Manitoba. She attended Corey School and was baptized and confirmed in the Waldersea Lutheran Church. Millie met Robert Boxall after he was discharged from the Army and were married in 1948 and were blessed with 3 children. Mom loved her gardening and flowers. In later years, she was very proud of her flowers, especially her geraniums. Recipe books were one of her biggest collections, and Mom tried many recipes from each book that were very tasty. Millie will be remembered by her 3 children, daughter Judy, Ernie, grandchildren Vincent, Marianne, and Melissa, and her children Jesse, Nathan, Benjamin, daughter Diane, Danny, their son Robert, Karen, and his children Clayton, Dalton, and Jacob, their son BJ, Nicole, and his children Dustin, Caitlin, and Emily, son Donald, Val, grandchildren Kimberly and Connor, sister Adeline Larson, and sister-in-law Hazel Zidane. Millie was predeceased by her husband Bob, parents brother Jack, sisters Nora and Rose, granddaughter Jill, as well as sisters and brothers-in-law, nieces, and nephews. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to a charity of one's choice. Funeral service was held on Tuesday, May the 16th at 2 p.m. at the Glenella Community Hall, with Rita Friesen officiating. Interment followed at the Goodland Cemetery. Arnold Howard Kingdon, November the 10th, 1937 to May the 4th, 2017. Arnold was born on the family farm in the Empire District to Walter and Annie Kingdon. He attended the Empire School right across the road and spent his entire life on the family farm with his parents until their passing. He ran the family farm until failing health forced him to move into Minnedosa. He always dreamed of returning to the farm. His love for animals started at a young age and continued for his entire life. He always had cattle, horses, and a dog. He enjoyed working with horses, and in later years, he would hitch up his team and drive them in parades, weddings, and even to Clanwilliam for coffee with his friends. Arnold also loved helping his mother with her huge garden, and the bounty was always shared. He was always willing to lend a hand and enjoyed helping friends, neighbors, and anyone who needed it. Arnold enjoyed spending time with his family and friends. He will be remembered for the love of animals, teasing his nieces and nephews, playing cards, slow pitch in his younger years, and telling stories at his coffee outings. He was predeceased by his parents, brother Art, and brother-in-law Don Cameron. Arnold will always be fondly remembered by his twin brother Ken, Edie, and family, Louise and Trent, Leslie and Rick, his sister Joyce Cameron and family, Cheryl, Kevin, Ken, and Debbie. Sister-in-law Bernice and family, Arlene and Morris, Arlette and Glenn, Lyle, Denise, and Aunt Tanya and family from Thunder Bay. Many grand and great-grand nieces and nephews as well. Arnold was laid to rest on May the 19th beside his parents at Boyd Cemetery in Bethany, followed by a lunch with family and friends sharing memories at the Bethany Hall. Donations in Arnold's memory can be made to the Canadian Diabetes Association or the Mendoza Personal Care Home. Catherine Riz, nee Marciniak. It is with great sadness that we announce the peaceful passing of our mother, Catherine Riz, on May 13th, 2017, at the age of 96, at Country Meadows Personal Care Home in Neepawa. Left to cherish her memory are her sons Ernie, Barbara Riz, Surrey, BC, and Marvin, Mary Riz, Pinawa, Manitoba. Her 7 grandchildren, Juanita, Jeff, Van Norman, Lisa, Brad Kupiak, Bradley, Michelle Riz, Lori Riz, Pavlo Matios, Krista Graham McDonald, Brian Riz, and Sue Ellen Barry Watson. She is also survived by 10 great-grandchildren, Peyton, Tristan, Lucas, George, Devin, Hallie, Catherine, Winston, Ava, and Chloe. Also left to mourn her loss is her sister Martha Stanley Blahika of Neepawa, her brother Ernie Marcinek, Regina, Saskatchewan, sisters-in-law Sylvia Marcinek, Olga Marcinek, and Margaret Riz, Dauphin, and many nieces and nephews and their families. Catherine was predeceased by her husband Stanley in November 1987 after 48 years of marriage. Her parents Samuel and Mary Marcinek, brothers Nick Marcinek and his wife Molly, John Marcinek, Mike Marcinek, and his wife Iris and Wilfred Marcinek. Mother was born in Dauphin, Manitoba on April 26, 1921. She was raised on a farm east of Dauphin near Sifton, along with her 6 siblings. From Mom's account, her early years at home, after school, consisted of tending to the garden, farm chores, and helping to look after her siblings, Mom being the second oldest of 7 children. On October 29, 1939, she married Stanley Riz, and they took up farming together 2 miles north of Dauphin, where they began raising their sons. Mom enjoyed farm life, especially gardening and tending to the farm animals. In 1952, the family moved to Furdale, Manitoba, to start a new life on a larger farm. There, Mom continued her love of gardening and made many new friendships while joining the Edrins Ladies' Aid group. Mom was an excellent seamstress and also an exceptional cook. She also loved to crochet and made several handmade quilts, giving heirloom quilts to her grandchildren, which they all treasure. Soon after her husband Stanley passed away, she bought a little house in Neepawa and settled down to many happy years there, where she was closer to her church and some of her family and friends. She was an active member of St. Dominic's Roman Catholic Church and Catholic Women's League. In 1995, Mom had the opportunity to travel on a group pilgrimage tour of the Holy Land, Rome, and Egypt, which was a highlight of her senior years. In 2009, when Mom could no longer keep up with the responsibilities of owning her own home, she moved to an apartment in Kinsman Court, where she was closer to many of her friends. The ills of dementia slowly began to overtake her, and she made her final move to Country Meadows in March 2013. There she received the quality care she required until her end. Many thanks to the caregivers and staff at Country Meadows for the excellent and compassionate care Mom received. Thanks as well for the prior care Mom received from Dr. Ong and Dr. White and many personal care workers in Neepawa. Mass of Christian burial will be held on Friday, May the 19th at 11 a.m. at St. Dominic's Roman Catholic Church in Neepawa. A private family viewing will be held at 10 a.m. at St. Dominic's. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to the Alzheimer Association of Manitoba. And Pearl Soliner. On May the 4th, 2017, at her residence, Pearl Victoria Eba passed away suddenly while in the arms of her loving husband. She is now at peace with her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Pearl was born on May the 19th, 1947, in the Riding Mountain area, the daughter of Gordon and Lavina Squires. She attended school in Plumas and graduated grade 12. After graduation, she moved to Portage la Prairie, working at Campbell's Soup and Portage Mutual. On December 3, 1966, she married Don Solner. They settled together east of Plumas on the farm they still call home. Together they raised their two children, Kim and Terry. Mom enjoyed and flourished in her role as mother and wife. Everyone was always welcome to stop by for a coffee and a visit. She attended all the school activities, community events, and spent countless hours volunteering. Mom helped out in all aspects of farm life, whether it was driving the tractor, cutting grass, gardening, bottle feeding calves, or running meals out to the field. She loved it all. Mom made the farm a home where there was open invitations to stay for supper. Mom was able to whip together last-minute meals for her guests, and no one ever left hungry. Mom loved her animals. There was always a special pet that followed her around the yard, whether it was a cat, dog, or newborn calf. Her love of nature extended to feeding and watching birds. Even the birds never left the farm hungry. Mom believed that every creature had purpose, except snakes. She even fed the squirrels, much to the dismay of Dawn and the dogs. But Mom felt it was necessary to feed them, nonetheless. Although Mom loved being a wife and mother, she was most proud of being a grandma and a great-grandma. There was always a special treat tucked away in the cupboard for when they visited. As a family, many weekends were spent camping, fishing, and traveling the rodeo circuit. During these trips, Mom took on the role of co-pilot and constant companion. Her main role was ensuring that Dawn remained alert and was a second pair of eyes on the road. When Mom had free time, she liked to read, do puzzles, accompany Dawn on the trap line, attend dances, and play bass guitar in the band. She was also an avid bowler, winning numerous awards and trophies. She even found time to win 2 gold medals at the Manitoba Senior Games. Mom was a great support and sounding board to family and friends. She listened and gave advice if asked, even if the advice was not what they wanted to hear. She was our rock, the best wife, mother, and friend you could ever want. She will be missed with a void in our hearts and lives forever. Left to mourn are her husband of 50 years, Don Solner, daughter Kim Ferlin, and their children, Wayne and Becca, son Terry, Diane, and children Andrew, Stacy, and their children, Eric and Ethan, Dana, Travis, and their children, Jackson and Xander, mother Lavina Squires, sisters-in-law Linda Squires, Dorothy Moeller, and Ida McDonald, along with numerous nieces, nephews, and extended family and friends. She was predeceased by her father, Gordon Squires, brother George, grandson Cooper Cash, brothers-in-law Erwin Moeller, and Edgar Solner. Funeral service was held on Thursday, May the 11th, at the Plumas Zion Lutheran Church, with interment at the Plumas Cemetery. And those are the obituaries. We're getting through most of it. Just a short note that the McCreary Manitoba Youth Job Center is now open for business. The Manitoba Youth Job Centre is sponsored by Manitoba Education and Training in partnership with the municipality of McCreary, and it serves the communities of McCreary, Alonza, Glenella, Laurier, and Riding Mountain. And Megan Van Humbuck is the McCreary Area Youth Engagement Leader for the summer this year, and she's just completed her third year of study at Concordia University and very excited to be back in the community. The MYJC is designed to meet the employment needs of students and youth, as well as the needs of employers who have vacant positions to fill, by offering a free referral service to those who wish to hire an eager or hardworking young person. Employers of all types, business and household, can take advantage of the free services the center provides. Only the most qualified candidates are referred, and the employer always has the final hiring decision. They encourage students and youth over the age of 12 to register with the office. If you are seeking full-time, part-time, or casual employment, need help with your resume, or want to expand your job search or interview skills, just drop by and they will be happy to work with you. She's looking forward to a great summer in the communities, and if you have any questions or employment needs, just call 431-233-3498 or stop by the office at 436 2nd Avenue in McCreary from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So their youth employment center is now operational in McCreary. And event aims to make 150 count for children's mental health. Children's mental health is an important issue for NACI grade 12 student Cassia Hollier. A peer helper since she came to the school in grade 10, she's seen firsthand the challenges that many students face as they navigate growing up in today's world. Next Wednesday, she's hosting a free family movie night to help both parents and children know about some of the supports available. The movie night is being funded by an RBC Make 150 Count grant Hollier received. Through this initiative, RBC is giving $150 to young Canadians across the country and asking them to use it to make a positive impact in their communities. Hollier has also been a member of HOPE, NACI's social justice group, since grade 10, and early this year, representatives from the local RBC branch came to speak to HOPE members about making 150 count. Hollier was one of the students who submitted an application outlining how they would spend the money. In March, she found out that she had won a $150 grant based on her idea to host a movie night in support of children's mental health. I wanted to really make an impact, said Hollier. The movie night will be Wednesday, May the 24th, and while she initially wanted to hold an outdoor event, given the uncertain weather and the late sunsets, she decided to host it at the NACI gym. The movie will get underway at 6:30 p.m., meaning that it won't be too late in the evening for families. Hollier will be showing the animated feature Inside Out. The movie follows Riley, an 11-year-old girl from the American Midwest, whose world is turned upside down when her family moves to San Francisco. Riley's emotions, including joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, guide her through this life-changing event. The movie certainly has an education component, as writer-director Pete Docter consulted with renowned psychologist Paul Ekman, known for his pioneering research on emotions, and Dacher Keltner, coordinator of the Greater Good Science Center and psychology professor at the University of California, Berkeley, when writing the script. Hollier is planning to have information about how the movie connects to children's mental health and supports available locally. The movie night ties strongly with Hollier's work in the Peer Helper Group program, which trains about 20 students to talk to other students who might be facing challenges and don't feel comfortable talking to an adult. Hollier said that they might meet with the students in person or talk with them through text message. As a peer helper, they also see the results of surveys completed by students. Mental health is a huge issue. Children don't get help, said Hollier, of the survey results. She adds that there are a lot of supports available, but many kids and their families don't know they exist. It's really important to identify what people need, especially as a kid. If someone doesn't know how to ask for help, they won't find it, said Hollier. Showtime will be at 6:30 p.m. on May the 24th. The movie is free, and popcorn and drinks will be available for purchase. While the movie night is to provide information about children's mental health, Hollier said she hopes to use any money raised at the event to support area children with mental disabilities. She explained that she is hoping to be able to contribute to the purchase of some equipment that can be used by students at HMK who have mental or physical disabilities. It's amazing what young people can do and come up with and work with the community. And I think that's it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in to listen to the banner, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.